Man, I don't know what it is, but Nintendo's been on a real shit streak for a little bit, huh? They really screwed up, and well, before we get to the main, culmination of things, I feel like I should set the stage a little bit. So Nintendo, like just this week, mind you, shut down a community Smash Melee tournament for almost no reason other than they just didn't want it to happen. Well, they did kind of use like an icon from Nintendo, but even then, that seems, kind of petty, which is odd. It's, again, these events happen like all the time, and this isn't typically a problem. But not only that, they canned a Splatoon 2 tournament after some of the pro players involved called out Nintendo on their fucking bullshit, which is pretty petty, and I didn't even know, like, that kind of level of corporate pettiness was possible. And what's most shocking of all is what got them into this mess. They took down some Etika-themed Joy-Cons, which a portion of the money, mind you, was going to charity to help with mental health issues. And Etika, as you may have known, tragically passed away after a successful suicide attempt, I believe in 2018. This obviously is a very, very bad look for Nintendo, and while they are entirely in their legal right to do these things, at some point it just becomes flat out scummy. After all, Nintendo easily has the resources to get in contact with Etika's family, or at least whoever inherited his brand, and make a deal to sell the Joy-Cons through Nintendo. It would be perfectly legal, and hell, it'd be a good look on Nintendo's part, and I might even be tempted to say, mind you, that it would be a good business decision. But Nintendo always avoids doing this for whatever reason. It's probably the fact that the heads at Nintendo have no clue what they're doing. And the first and last video game they ever played was Pong when it came out, when they were in college. They don't even like link to their customer support on their Japanese Twitter page. That's how backwards they are. Now, of course, people have been memeing it up, obviously just tearing Nintendo a new one. Etika being one of the most liked people in the Nintendo community, let alone the internet. And while I'm not nearly offended as some other people, I'm by no means a dedicated Nintendo fan. I'm just incredibly upset at the sheer audacity they have to do this to, like, someone with the legacy of Etika. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, right? Kind of under the hood. I actually made a video on Etika about 3 to 4 months before he took his life. At the time, I was incredibly angry and upset because about a year before that even, FouseyTube, an absolute cunt of a human being, had similar behavior to Etika in a desperate attempt to gain some clout on the internet. If you want more details, just check out Colossal is Crazy on YouTube. He has an excellent series on him. But when Etika finally passed, I was genuinely torn up about it, because the most viewed video on the channel at the time was a video just tearing into him about his behavior, his tweets, and all that kind of shit. And it was incredibly disrespectful to leave up, considering all that happened. It wasn't even a good video on my part, so I have no, regrets taking it down from a creative standpoint. I do feel like, with that said, I have some kind of personal investment into this story, but even with that, I can't pretend like I was a big fan of Etika. But I don't even think that matters, man, because at the end of the day, Nintendo can do what it wants, but I don't think anybody, no Nintendo fan, no person that just buys their products whenever, has a right to complain about their business decisions if it's not going to affect whether or not they buy their shit. But I'd like to restate the point I made in the other video I made today, which was, by no means am I a moral authoritarian, and I don't think, like, it is your decision whether or not to do it, and it's not my place to decide whether or not that's right or wrong for you, because I'm just some fucking guy on the internet. I'm not your lord nor savior, nor do I ever want to be. I'm just a guy making YouTube videos on his PS4 in the vague hope that he gets popular enough that one day he can genuinely keep entertaining people while being proud of the content he makes, right? And so I don't have a fucking place, in complete honesty, to tell you that you shouldn't support Nintendo, because it's not my job. And I feel like there's probably some people that are going to be on their fucking high horse and tell you what you should or shouldn't do, and it's like, they're a company, man. It's not like they did not go to Etika's grave to fucking unzip their fly and piss on it, okay? In the literal sense. Metaphorically, you could make that argument, right? But the people you should really be upset with are the people that, like, are, I guess, okay with this and just let it happen, or just do things, let Nintendo get away with these things, right? If you want to be mad at anything, be mad at those people rather than Nintendo, because corporations, the biggest enablers of corporations are the people that buy their shit. And here's a big, like, hint into life, as a more collective society rather than on the individual level. If you don't like what a company's doing, you can just stop buying their product, and chances are something will happen and they will either change or they go fucking bankrupt. And ultimately, that's all you really can do. So, I don't want to waste any more of your time. I think that's... I just didn't want to get on a moral high horse, but in a way I got on a moral high horse about people getting on their moral high horses. It's weird to think about it like that, right? That was just my 2 cents. I know it's not a very hot take, and I'm pretty much in the popular opinion crowd, but it's at the same time, it's like... Did you really click on this video expecting me to be like, well, actually, Nintendo is based and has all the right in the world to do this from a moral standpoint and a legal standpoint? Like, no, obviously not. But given my previous video on Etika, I felt like this was just a video I should do, right? And that's really all there is to it. So with that being said, I've been KB Baby. This is the second upload today, which kind of goes to show just how much fun I'm having with this, which is shocking me, honestly. So, if you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how your day's going or what you think of this story, even though I have a very good idea as to what you're going to say, right? But anything that, interactions with my content helps it get out there, So, that said, I've been KB Baby, God bless your soul, and I hope you stick around for another video. See ya.